Important tips and resources for buying your home.
And then for the fourth one right here, we've got the crime rates. Now, for this one, I would say it's the least important out of them. That's why it's listed as number 4, because areas like San Francisco that are heavily dense cities, the crime rate, just like Atlanta, Chicago, LA, New York, Miami, San Diego and Texas, I'm sure is going to be doing it too, over by Houston, where they're, starting to have a lot of population growth there. The crime rate is going to go up in those cities, but that's why you need to take a look at these things thoroughly. And then taking a look at some of the data points that we have around here, the Bay Area cities that were some of the fastest growing in the region were Santa Clara, which grew by 2.7%. This is for population growth to 130,800 residents. And the top rate in the state among cities with at least 100,000 residents, that was followed by Morgan Hill with 2.3% and Mountain View with 1.9% growth. So these are all really good growth over the past year. And the bigger the city, the slower that growth is typically going to be. A lot of that was affected by the fact that people moved down from San Francisco to the Bay Area. So we are going to see some kind of backflow back into the city once people realize that the property values dropped up in San Francisco pretty extensively. Now, out of all the US cities with populations more than 100,000, Sunnyvale's seen the biggest increase in household income. So this one's taking a look at the income side of things in absolute dollar amount. Sunnyvale's median household income increased by more than 50,000 over the last decade. A lot of this has to do with, in the past 20, 30 years, the Bay Area's transition from an agricultural hub into a tech hub. And returning to the Bay Area, the number 4 city with the biggest growth in income over the last decade was San Mateo. And then we've got a second piece of information for Santa Clara as far as the job income side, is that it grew by 47.7% in the last 10 years, which is very good. And it does hit the numbers that we were looking at before. Fremont's another Bay Area city within our list that's witnessing incomes go from already super high numbers to even higher, with the median income rising by 38.5% from 2010 to 2019. So if you're looking for a primary residence in the Bay Area, most likely you're going to be accidentally picking the right area 3 out of 4 times. The only place I'm not super huge on is San Jose, just because a lot of these other cities have a lot more population growth and income growth and stuff like that, and lower crime rates. But essentially the rest of the cities around here are fairly good for a primary residence. So the biggest thing I would be considering for my home would be where I want to live, as opposed to, where I'm looking to make $1 million in 10, 20 years, because most likely no matter which one you pick, you're going to be pretty well off. Now, as far as investment properties, that's when you would want to get more specific and pick one that's going to be a good location with as many bedrooms as you can get, so you can rent it out to all of the people that are trying to go to. And you'd want to pick a location as close to a tech-related job as possible, such as Google, downtown Mountain View. Across the street from Levi's Stadium, we're having the Santa Clara Golf Club be transitioned into Santa Clara Downtown. You can go on the santaclara.gov website and you can see all of these new construction projects. They already have contracts with Uber to have Uber helicopters on the rooftops down there, and a lot of crazy stuff going on. So
join our weekly webinar. Call us now at 408-763-8131 or scan the QR code.